And taking a nice wide-legged stance and Yoni Mudra, feet wide. We just knew we had to do a little bit of goddess, right? We got to own our goddessness. So feet apart. Can you hold the mudra, nice circular movement as you squat down. Feel your way into it. Add a little swivel and swirl. And notice how that feels. Circling, circling. Nice fluid, watery energy, but also that earth stability, right? And circling the other direction. And notice how that is. Get nice and low with your squat as you're able. Good, and then coming back to center and just pausing there. Breathing, feeling, holding the mudra, and again, just observing what's arising in you. Only meant as a partial pun and reference to Kundalini, but whatever is arising in you, what you're observing and noticing in yourself as you move through this practice. And then releasing the mudra and positioning the feet for warrior two. And I'd like you to really come in touch with your feminine warrior, your strength, your boldness, your fierceness, your ability to hold your ground regardless of adversity. You know, we've all been around enough that we can drop into our wisdom and our experience and claim it and know it and feel that strength within you. Feel that earth solidity within you, that rootedness, that self-awareness and knowledge that you carry with you in every aspect and relationship in your life. And then come down and stay in the warrior lunge position, right? And pulse there slightly and just feel that. Just kind of anchor yourself in that, right? And yet within that, sometimes we get pulled in various directions or we need to reach out and support others, but we can still hold our ground as we do that. And sometimes we're really asked to, like, you know, really arch back and give a little bit more, and we can choose, right? And we can choose and we can hold our ground even in the midst of others having opinions and judgments about us. And we can stay solid and strong and yet flexible, right? We can flow, but we can also know when to say no and come back to the warrior stance and say, this is who we are, and stand in that. And there are times where we can even pivot and fly and come up as you're able into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Of course, the moon is representative of the lunar or the feminine side. And we can still have our one foot and our one hand firmly on the ground and also launch. And then touch back lightly down and pivot back up. And then returning our hands to, Yoni mudra and the feet centered, and just pause there and breathe and feel. And then preparing for the sequence on the second side, turning the left leg out and the right foot in. And then coming down and up and just feeling your anchor points, your strength, your sense of center, your sense of self, and owning it and taking up space, staying centered for the moment and just drawing down before we reach and we lean from side to side. First, we have to just like be here and do a little pulse here, feeling and claiming ourselves here, right? And it's from that point that we can say, yes, okay, I'll give a little here, right? I'll support a little there, right? The whole time we stay connected wisely to our center. That's the idea. It doesn't always work that way. But how would it be if we stayed centered and grounded and chose when we say yes, and also when we say no, and come back to center. I'm going to stay in my own boundaried container right here, right now. And then there are times where we really want to fly, and we can do that too. Again, as you are standing in the lightness of Ardha Chandrasana, like, can you feel that, the stability and also the lightness of opening and lifting and not getting too mired, right? Mired into one way of being, but allowing for that creative opening of possibility. And then landing yourself softly back down and claiming your warrior princess,